I'm David Perk. I'm a queer painter and muralist from England. And me and Guille know each other because I already painted him once with a big mural when I was in LA. So we're together now so that I'm going to paint him again, this time live, and have a conversation about his fashion and art and modeling, life and everything like that. Because I think like the idea of it is that like I'm painting you, and the more that I know about you and the more that we have that energy and connection, I really feel like it goes into the artwork and it's gonna have more like significance and meaning. So thank you for doing this today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn more about you because I only really know you from your Instagram and your fashion, but I don't know a lot of the background. So I guess to start with, for anyone who might be coming from my page, would you mind like introducing yourself and saying like who you are?
It's okay. Well, my name is Guillermo, but some people call me Guille. I'm from Zaragoza, Spain. It's a city between Madrid and Barcelona. And I have just finished my degree on fashion design here in Zaragoza. So now my plan is like trying to move on from Zaragoza to another place so I can start working with some designers or starting like my own brand. I don't know it yet, but it's something that I will be working on. I don't want to just focus on one thing. I just want to try to work in many different, I don't know how to say, like places and with making some collaborations with different artists. So yeah, that's definitely what I want to do right now. So yeah, that's
Congratulations on graduating. How was that? Was it kind of, do you have like final exams in fashion? How does it work?
Yes, you have like a week full of projects where you just don't stop because, for example, in the last year of the degree, you have to present your own fashion collection, and you have also to present the final project. That it can also be like a new collection, or you can just try to focus on another way. But for me, for example, I just take the whole year to prepare my final project, and it was about making a fashion collection for the queer community, but I wanted it to be like cheap, so affordable for the people. Because there are so many designers that are working and making some fashion brands and collections for that community, but they are so expensive. Like you have to pay like, I don't know, 300 euros for some trousers or maybe some shirts. Like for me, it just that it doesn't make sense. So that's what I wanted to make, like an affordable line for the community.
And that's the Memorias de Geminis.
Yes, Memorias de Géminis, it's like the name of my brand. It's not something that, I don't know if maybe in the future I make my own brand, it's going to be called like that. But for me, in the moment that I'm living right now, like I'm a Gemini, so I thought that the personality of the Gemini people, it's like really interesting because sometimes they are full of energy, sometimes they are just more depressed. They have like a life full of contrast. So that's something I thought that was really interesting for example, for my own brand and for, I don't know, like a good philosophy of work and a state of mind.
Yeah, kind of like having the work-life balance where you have the two sides of yourself.
Like you can be both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and is that, so because Geminis are twins, right? So it's like having both twins inside one person.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So basically you have that split personality.
Yeah.
I love that.
So what is your sign?
I'm Sagittarius.
Okay.
Yeah. What does that mean? I don't know anything about it.
I don't really know many people that are Sagittarius. Like one of my best friends really is, he's a Sagittarius, but I think that he's more like a Scorpio. Scorpio?
Yeah.
because I don't know, he knows how to throw the knife always. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think I know that my auntie, she's really into all of that. And when I
Yeah.
was younger, she used to tell me, David, you're a Sagittarius, which means that you're the most talented, beautiful, amazing thing that's ever existed. And I was like, I think you might be talking to me as your nephew, not necessarily like Sagittarius right now. So I grew up just thinking Sagittarius were the best, and that the rest of them were like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, for example, I really believe in that astrological things, but for example, Gemini is like a person who has like many personalities. But
Yeah.
I have also met a lot of people from that are another signs. For example, many of my friends, there are Taurus or Scorpio, and I think that they have more personalities than me. So sometimes, like when I read the Gemini things that people say about us, I really believe that they're right. Like I don't know, for the good and for the bad things, I'm really a Gemini. So I
Yeah.
have to accept myself like that, yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about so I guess your final collection that you did this, because all the
Yeah.
stuff that I've seen online that I just posted in my stories of you, that and then some of the outfits you've worn like
Mm-hmm.
this right now, that's what I've seen. So what was the inspiration behind that Gemini as well, or what was the starting point for that?
No, for example, for the collection that I have posted on Memorias de Géminis that on that account,
Yeah.
it was inspired about the voodoo religion, about black magic, like how lives starts like it started in Africa like millions of years ago. So it's like how the like civilization and how religion started, and like a mix of religion, a mix of magic, a mix of futurism. Like
Yeah.
I really wanted to focus on a whole concepts, like a lot of concepts, so I can have more stuff to work with.
Hmm. Yeah, and
Uh,
it looks to me really like I don't know. So I'm very well dressed right now, but I actually don't know a lot about fashion.
it's okay.
And to me, it looks very like kind of it's very artistic and unusual. Like it's not the kind of thing I couldn't see someone necessarily walking down the street. It feels more like a piece of art or something.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, because for example, for me, when I'm working on some projects, because I want to make like now I'm working on my own portfolio, so I have to make a new stuff. I have to, and I think that it's really important to do both parts. Like you have to make clothes that must to be really extravagant, like I don't know, more artistic, and you also have to like create some I don't know how to say, like pieces that you can see on the street, because many brands is what they are looking for. They need to sell pieces, they need to sell stuff, because that's what everybody needs. We need the money to live. So
Mm.
that's like the point of the, for example, the first collection that we were talking about, it was about like voodoo, as I'm telling you, and it was more focused on to do like a cut work and working on my own portfolio. And this last collection, the one for the Cure community, I just wanted it to be affordable and very commercial, because I thought that I have to try to work on both parts, like very artistic ones and more realistics.
Mm.
So yeah, definitely I'm still working on it, but I have to process my portfolio.
Mm. Because do you think do most designers kind of do they do the more artistic stuff and then make a version of it that's ready to wear, or do you kind of go one way or the other?
I mean, I know like a lot of designers that they just focus on making clothes for selling it, and that's it. But
Yeah.
there are so many other designers that they usually use like a concept. They take the concept, they study it, or sea, they study it, and then they try to make like a more artistic collection, and later they will make another collection more minimalist. Like they will take some stuff from the artistic collection and they will put it in the new collection that they are trying to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I try, because I mostly do painting, I kind of relate other art forms to painting. So when I think of like a runway collection,
Yeah.
it feels to me like that's your art gallery show. And everybody comes and they look at the collection, and each piece is like a piece of art, but then they're not necessarily going to buy that. They're going to buy like the print, or they're going to buy like they're going to commission you to do something. So then that's when they get something they can actually wear.
Yeah. For example, if you're like, I mean, people usually prefer to watch like more artistic stuff, but
Yeah.
they just want to see it. They don't want to buy it because
Yeah.
they know that they will never wear that in any place or any event. So that's why I think that it's important to do both parts, because there are people that, for example, actually nowadays, like for the music videos and red carpets, people usually like to wear more extravagant looks, and they're looking for really creative and artistic pieces.
Mm.
But also they need to see if you can also design like more commercial clothes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I know you said you're kind of working it out right now and doing
Yeah.
different things and stuff like that, but do you have a preference? Do you have an idea of what you might want to do?
I don't really have any idea because now I'm like looking to like trying to find like a designer that I can start working with, because for example for me I think that I'm too young and I don't have like all the knowledge that I would like to have to start a business. I
Mm.
mean, I think that you have to know a lot of about a lot of stuff, and I just think that I'm not prepared for that. Like I need to, like I don't know, to work for another people, like get some knowledge, and then maybe in the future start my own business, but not for now. So my idea is to move on to Madrid in September or October, and maybe start working with different designers. So whatever I can find, I will try to do it, because that's, for example, to work as a designer, it's really difficult because designers, they are like really, I don't know how to say it, like what is mine, it's mine, and they
Yeah.
don't like to say. And with the money, it works like that. Like uh, they prefer to have people working for free for them, because all the money that they will get is for them. And if there's someone that it's really good, maybe they'll try to, like, I don't know, like to accept him to work for them,
Yeah.
but they don't usually do. O sea, they are like, they prefer to have all the money for them to keep creating on his own brand. And if they are really good in his work, they know that many people want to do some practices with them, so they won't have any problem with finding new ideas, new people. So that's a way that they have to have a lot of people working for them, and they are not losing any money.
Yeah, and there's issues in fashion, right, with kind of bigger brands ripping off young designers as well, right? Like stealing their design if they're not working for them.
Yeah, for example, I don't know, like I know a few designers from Madrid, like another brands have stole some of the designers, or some of the design, sorry, for his own brand. And when you see the work that the brand has made and the young designer, you try to compare them and they look so similar. Like everybody knows that they have stolen it from them. But
Yeah,
you can accuse someone, but eh, like what is the point? Because okay, maybe someone will recognize that they took inspiration from you, but everybody has taken inspiration from someone.
yeah,
Like they can say like, okay, maybe we have the same references from this piece, and you can't like you can't argue. No, like both can be right in this at this point. Like it's really difficult.
yeah, yeah. 'Cause I think generally I fall down on the side of what most people think, which is like, oh, that's really bad to like
Yeah,
take designs from younger designs, and I think that is true. But the idea of that, of like we're taking inspiration from different places, like a lot of people, when you really question them, they do believe that is the case, that there is nothing new. We're
yeah,
all just like redesigning the same things. And like you go on Instagram and like every makeup artist on Instagram is like inspired by another makeup artist, but they're literally just doing the exact same face.
yeah. For
So
example, Euphoria was like I don't know how to say like it was like a boom because everybody wanted to recreate that makeup and that looks that appears on Euphoria.
yeah,
And I thought that it was really interesting because I think that it created like a new concept of makeup. Like people usually try to make, I don't know, maybe colorful makeup, but I think that Euphoria took it to the next level. Like it's okay. And if you think about that, like you won't see any teenager wearing that type of clothes to a school. But
yeah,
for example, I think that too many young people are taking Euphoria as a reference for, I don't know, like for everyday uh, clothes or street style.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
actually I actually haven't seen it, but my paintings are going to be on it.
really?
Yeah, they like messaged me last year. They're going to have my paintings in one of the bedrooms, one of the characters.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't watched it though.
Wow. You should definitely watch Euphoria. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
so I see some of the quote. Jake Howie says, "Euphoria fue increíble." I've
Euphoria fue
heard.
increíble.
Yeah.
Euphoria, Euphoria fue lo más. I mean, your painting is going to be on Euphoria. It's like it's really cool.
Ah, fun. Um, Yeah, I
But
was thinking, but to go back to what you were saying about, so a lot of people are inspired by Euphoria, and then that changes what people are doing. And I feel like it's different when like Euphoria is up there, right? It's like a big TV show, they have a lot of money. So it seems normal that people would copy them from the bottom. But in fashion, you get the big designers and they're copying
yeah,
people like you, or like people who are just starting out. And like I've had other friends who just graduated and already like have their designs
yeah,
stolen.
definitely. Because that's what I was talking about before. Like there are so many brands that have many people working for them for free that maybe they taking the ideas like okay that's you designed that I like it so I'm going to use it for my brand and for it and there are so many young designers that are saying yes because I mean if a designer that you're working with says that he really loves likes any of your work and they want to put it in his new collection. I think that is such a pleasure for a young designer. Like, okay, maybe I'm doing something right. That
Yeah,
people really want to take it and use it. But when you really think about it, it's like I have just give them my idea, my work, and all the time that I took to maybe to create this piece. Now I mean, there are really good things and really bad things on that. You can just show that it was your piece, and maybe the designer will recognize it, or maybe they will just say that it was, as I told you, like we took the same reference for this piece. So I don't know. It's like
Yeah.
start a fight that it's really hard to like to win.
And
But
is that also kind of why you want to go work with other designers? Because you're like, well, this is
no,
how.
it's because I really think that I'm not prepared for starting my own brand. I mean, I will keep working on myself and on my brand and on my stuff because I don't just want to focus on working with someone. I just want to work with someone to get more skills, to learn more things, and then all this stuff I will put on my new creations.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, it's smart. Like, and like you said, in terms of learning about business,
yeah,
like there's so much to learn that it makes sense to go and do, like, we don't call it like an apprenticeship or something.
yeah.
Go and learn from people that have already done it. That's something that I should have done. You're very smart.
But what happened with your paintings? Like they stole them, or what happened like a few weeks ago?
Oh yeah, yeah. Some were taken from the street. It's fine. So some were taken, and then some were saved. So they like saw that someone else took them, so they took them in order to save them, and now they're bringing them back. So I think I'm getting some of them back. It was all a mess. It was like
Yeah,
a stupid thing, but like with stuff on like murals and all that, that happens all the time. It's just like
yeah,
part of it. That I think the timing for me, I was just really annoyed.
yeah. I mean, if that will happen to me, I would be so angry. Like, shit. I, I think that I'm quitting. Like, I will never do this again. But
I
later I
did
will do
feel
it
like
again.
that for a minute, but then you get over it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you about because you have like a really active Instagram, and we're on your one right now, and you post like your designs, but it's also a lot. It's you like modeling
yeah.
essentially. Yeah.
I
So
mean,
how did those two relate together? The designing and the modeling, Instagram. Like how did it all come about?
yeah. I mean, for start, like I'm not a professional model. I'm just like I know how to use a camera. I have like many friends of mine that are photographers, so they usually like maybe if they need I need some model for this campaign. Do you want it? And it's like okay. For me, it's like I do this for fun.
Hmm.
Like but I'm not really prepared. Like if maybe they tell me that okay, now we need you for this campaign. It's like there are so many good models in the market. Like they're really good people. Like they are really prepared. They know how to pose. And if you see my Instagram, it's always the same poses, the same profile. Like I know this is my good profile, so most of the pictures will be taken from this side. It's always the same. And if someone is taking a picture of me on the other side, it's like I'm not really sure. Um, Yeah, but definitely I know how to use like a camera because my sister is a photographer and I took some classes like a few years ago at the school. So yeah, and then I started to like practicing with the different lights, different positions, like I don't know, like trying new stuff. And for example, on my Instagram, my personal Instagram, it's at first it was just like a basic Instagram. Like, okay, I took pictures with my friends, I post them. I don't know, like typical and basic people pictures. Like, this is my life, this is what I do. Like, I didn't thought about using Instagram like a platform. it was just like, okay, everybody has Instagram, like I want to use it again.
Yeah.
And because this account is like my third one, I don't know. Because years ago I had one and I just deleted it because I didn't like Instagram. So yeah, I decided to delete it and start a new one. But I usually use the last one just to, I don't know, like I don't know how to say, like to see what my ex-boyfriend was doing. Like I don't know. So I decided that it was really toxic, so I decided to delete it again. And then I started this one that, as I have told you, like I used to use it like I don't know, like okay, I'm taking some pictures with my friends, I'm gonna post them, and that's it. But it started to grow more and more and more, and I thought about like started posting more professional pictures. Like, okay, I mean, I'm studying fashion design. I know how to use a camera. I know some poses. I have some, I don't know, some pieces that me or any of my friends have done. So why don't use it? Like, if I
Yeah.
know how to use all this stuff, and I like to take some pictures, like I really like it. So why not using it? And I started to take more professional pictures, like with lighting, with camera, like taking it more serious, not just like okay, it's just an Instagram. And like I don't know, maybe a year ago, it was when I really started to trying to put all my creations also in the account because I don't know. It was like okay, I have like a more or less a big platform. There are many people that are watching it, so I think that it wouldn't be really intelligent to not to show the work that I'm doing. So yeah, I definitely started to like showing some of the pieces to taking like a little photo shoots, making some editorials. I don't know. And yeah, and for me, for example, as like a small model, for example, just to say it, to being part of the fashion industry, I think that it really helps because I can see like some inspirational pictures and poses from other models, and more or less I will know how to recreate them and maybe what kind of clothes I want to use for the picture. So I think that it really helped me. And like this last year, for example, I've been really into the queer community.
Mm.
Like, yeah, I've been more open-minded with that because at first I was like, I liked it. I like for example, being a male, a man, and dressing more feminine clothes. I really like it, but at first it was like, uh, I think that the guys won't like it. So
Yeah.
so at first it was like, who cares if they like? I mean, I'm still alone. Well, so so
It's all
I mean,
over.
I'm still alone. So why can I lose? So I started to being like more open with it, like being more myself. Like okay, if I want to wear like a crop top and a high waist trousers, I will wear them.
Yeah,
And that
that's great.
started to be like more feminine, more yeah. Like I think that accepting more myself. Like I mean, yeah, I definitely have to do it.
So did you start designing clothes for yourself or not?
I used to take myself as a reference, like because when I'm making some pieces, like if I can try on the clothes, I know if it's like if it's having the standards and the I don't know, like if it fits me, I can see if it's the way I want it to be.
Yeah.
Like, if I want it to be really oversized, if I take myself as a model, I know how to play it to fix the way I want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, it's because because I only followed you from this year. So
Yeah.
I kind of, and I've been back on your Instagram, but I mostly know what you present now. So I think of you as this kind more like flamboyant, like gender fluid designer. So I kind of imagined you as like a 10-year-old, like sewing yourself skirts.
Yeah.
But
Really.
that's been like a new thing then. It's new for you to embrace that.
I mean, when I was a kid, I was always wearing like my mom's dresses, using her makeup, her heels.
Yeah.
Like I was always like a very feminine boy. Like I really love it. But there's a point, there's a moment when I just realized that, I mean, okay, I'm gay and there are not really too many people, yeah, at that moment, like really like it. Like they just want you to be like, if you're gay, you have to be very masculine. You
Yeah.
just can't be feminine. Okay, it's like, and for example, there are like many people saying like, I'm gay because I like men. I don't like men that act like a woman.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I mean, I'm so gay. Like everybody knows that. And as soon as I was growing up, like I don't know. I started to accept myself like, okay, it's okay to be feminine. So I started to, uh, like, I mean, I don't know how to say, like, to try new things. Uh, really, I started to buy more feminine clothes because every time that I was buying some stuff online on different stores, all the basket was full of women clothes because that was the clothes that were the clothes that I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really wanted that clothes because, but then I have the problem that it will fit me. Will it fit me? Like I don't know. Maybe it will look terrible on me. So I
Yeah.
didn't took the step to really buy it, to try it. And then it's when I started to buy secondhand stores, like maybe some female shirts, maybe some dresses that I would cut. So I started to experiment more with that, like buying some feminine clothes, but really cheap ones. So if they didn't fit me, it was okay because I just lose like €1. It was
Yeah.
okay. Like, so yeah, that's definitely how it all started. And now I maybe like because many times like there are people that are asking me that, but would you wear a skirt or a dress on the street? And for example, I think that I would definitely do it, but I don't think if it's something that I will do it right now.
Yeah.
I know myself. I know that I'm going to do it. I'm so sure because I think that you have to try a lot of things at least once. So yeah, I will definitely do it. But it's like I'm still growing. And I don't know. It's like maybe now I love this kind of clothes, but maybe in 3 years I will hate it. Like I don't know what I was wearing that kind of clothes. Like I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that maybe those are one of the Gemini's problems. That can't I mean, my mind is always changing. Like maybe I'm loving one thing now, and maybe in a few minutes I'm hating it. Like there's no middle.
Yeah.
Some stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's funny that you introed into it through like thrift stores and secondhand because I did the same thing. And
Yeah,
I didn't like think to myself, oh, I necessarily want to dress more feminine, but it's just you go to the store and that's the interesting clothes. Like men's clothes are so boring.
I know. Like I mean, it's like really basic, straight dude. Like, hey, what's up? It's like,
Yeah. And everything's like brown and earth tones, like there's never any color.
yeah. I mean, I hate it. And every time that I walk into a store, the first thing that I do is always walk into the women's section.
Yeah.
Um, the thing that I always do is when it's sales time, like every clothes is cheaper. I always go to the women's section because the bigger sites are always they always have the bigger sites on sales. So that's usually the size that I can wear
Yeah.
because as a male, the I mean it's really difficult also to find clothes that can fit me
Yeah.
in like a physical store. So I
Shoes.
always go to the bigger ones.
Shoes are the hardest.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
really,
shoes, for example, I don't have like a really big foot. Like is in Spain, it's like 43. In the UK, I think it's like an 8 or a 8.5.
yeah.
Like, and every time that I'm looking for maybe some boots with a little bit of heel, it's impossible for me to find ones that can fit me.
Like you can find them or you can't.
It's hard. It's sometimes I really have to look for them like a really long time, like maybe taking a few weeks to find ones that I really like and
Yeah.
they have my size. But yeah, at the end, it always you can always have it and find it.
Have, yeah, definitely. Have you spent much time outside of Spain and like other parts of Europe or America?
Yes, I was. I mean, when I was like a child, my family used to travel a lot. Like maybe we used to do like three big travels, big trip per year.
Yeah.
We've been to Mexico, we've been to France, Germany, Greece. We've been to Sweden because my grandmother is from Sweden. We've been to Tunis, Marrakech. We've been to I don't know, uh,
So do
Hungary.
you, so do you, because the reason I ask is because I'm interested in like queer culture and how people view things like a man wearing more feminine clothes in Spain.
Sorry.
It's like you're on a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Um, and like how that compares to other places. Like, do you have a sense of is Spain, do you think, more conservative or like what is it? What's it like there?
I mean, for example, I wear in London, like I think 3 years ago, doing some practices with a designer from London, and that experience really changed my mind because in Spain, yes, like there are a lot of boys because that are starting to wear more feminine styles. Also, it's because of the beauty community on YouTube.
Yeah.
Uh, there are more and more, and every time there is more people that it's like starting to do makeup, starting to be more female. Yes, but Spain is usually like really open, close-minded with that
Mm,
because you can, for example, in even in the gay community, in the you there's also like a lot of discrimination because I don't know, like as I told you, like they say that I'm gay because I love men, and every time they see, for example, a drag queen, now in Spain everybody loves a drag queen. Like, everybody loves to see any performance. Everybody loves to watch it. But when it's the time of you ask them, would you date a person that is a drag queen on the night, they always say no. It's like,
Mm,
I don't think. I mean, you don't have to date them, or like for sure but they are like, I'm so open-minded because I like all this stuff. I don't care if someone is really feminine. It's okay. But at the time that they trying to find someone, they are always looking for a really masculine person.
yeah.
For me, I think that it just doesn't make sense because I don't know. Maybe because I don't care if someone is really feminine or it's really masculine. It's it's like something that I for me it's not important when I'm trying to meet someone. But for example, in Spain, when you walk to a street, there's always someone saying something. If you are too feminine, they're always saying you maricon, like faggot, like
Just on the street, like as you're walking,
yes,
strangers.
you always hear it. Anywhere you go, there's always some close-minded people that, I mean, they are trying like to justify them like, I mean, they are old, like they are from another generation. They don't understand the new generations that are coming. But I always say like, okay, but I think that respect always existed. Like my
Yeah,
parents
you don't need to shout at someone on the street.
with people. It's like I'm not walking to the street and I'm saying to like a really basic dude, like, oh my God, you're so basic. Maybe I'm thinking it, but I'm not saying it. So I don't understand why they maybe look at me and say, oh, you're so faggot, like maricón, como se dice en España. Like, for me, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think because that's the next level, isn't it? Because it's like people shouldn't think it either, but
Yeah,
to go that extra step to actually feel entitled or feel like to have that desire to like say that to you and like make someone feel that way.
yeah,
I'm surprised that still happens, to be honest. Because
yeah, it definitely
would you
does.
would you say in Madrid as well? Because I know that Madrid just had World Pride like a few years ago, and people say
Well,
it's queer.
Madrid is like really open-minded with that. Like, even straight people love joining the pride. Like, when you go to the parties, there there are always straight people in the parties,
Yeah,
but you can find like really stupid people anywhere. And in
yeah,
Madrid, you can walk to the street, and there are so many people that are really close-minded. You can find, for example, in Madrid. Now in Spain, there's like a political uh, part that it's called Vox, that it's like really they hate gay people, they hate transgender people, they hate women, they hate everything. It's like Trump, but in Spain. So
yeah,
there are when these I don't know how to say, like this political thing started, a lot of people from Spain like join them. So yeah, you can definitely find stupid people in Madrid, in Barcelona, wherever, wherever you want, whenever, no, wherever you go, you can find them. Like, yeah, I mean, nowadays there are lots of people that maybe they see that someone is yelling at you and saying that you are fucking faggot. A lot of people will try to help you, like even protect you if someone is being so rude, but you can still find really bad people.
yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how it seemed that kind of resurgence, the Trump-esque, like more extreme conservative, is seems to be happening everywhere. Like in Germany, there's like a big thing of the like rise of neo-Nazis. We have it in England with the kind of Brexit crowd. and Trump in America, it's really seems to be a somewhat global phenomenon. It's
Yeah. I mean, it's hard because I don't know. I don't understand why people just can't let people live their own lives. Like, I mean, I don't care if when I'm walking through the street, if someone is yelling at me like "you're so fake," it's something that I don't really care because I mean, I really know I'm so fake. Like, I don't care what are you saying. I mean, I've been living like that 24 years. I mean, I know it.
yeah,
It's just the thing that someone is thinking that they have the right to go to your face and saying it is like I don't know. I don't know what's on their mind just to do it. Like I don't know how it works. Like okay, I'm see like a really feminine boy. I'm going to work by his side, and I'm going to tell him that he's so fake. Like I don't understand.
yeah. There's definitely a lot going. I always think whenever someone has that kind of reaction about anything, it's more about themselves than it is about the other person. And
Yeah,
like, so there's a lot going on, and people, instead of working on what's happening in themselves, they just project it outward.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, but that's why I think it's such a powerful thing for like you to wear the clothes that you want to wear and to be who you are. I think just doing that is such a powerful action, and
yeah,
being out on the street and not letting that bring you down or stop you is that I think over time, and we do see that things are getting a lot better, and that's like that's why I was surprised that people would still shout stuff, because I feel like where I live have been living in America, that same thing definitely exists, but there's almost an awareness now that it's not something that you would like. You might think it, but you wouldn't say it.
yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard to judge because I feel like I end up in these like very queer spaces. So I'm like, everybody's fine, and then I forget that
Yeah,
I. Oh.
yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It's like it can really change your day if someone is working through you and saying some stuff like I
Yeah,
don't know. Like, what's the point of you saying it? Like, okay, that makes you feel more masculine. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't know. But that's
yeah,
why I'm saying because there are also like really old people that it's just they don't care about anything. If they see someone that is really feminine, they just don't care. Like maybe they're saying some comments like, "In my times, that wouldn't happen." Like, but they're not working through you and seeing anything. It's
yeah,
not like the new generations. Like there are some people that it's really full of hate. Like I don't understand the point. Like why?
yeah. I think there's a lot going on. Like you said, when you're full of hate and anger, like
Yeah,
there's a lot going on inside yourself that you need to work out. And
yeah,
I'm like, I just say that everyone needs to go to therapy. Everyone. I don't care who you are. We should all just have mass group therapy sessions.
yeah. I think so. I
So I
mean,
think we're coming towards the end of the time that we have. So I wanted to ask if there's anything else you wanted to talk about. Like, yeah, just throw that open to you.
I mean, I think that we have already talked about a lot of things. Like, I mean, we have talked about fashion, how it's fashion in Spain, how it's been like queer community in Spain. Like, I don't know. Like, for example, now the new generations they're really working on being more acceptance. Like, they're
Yeah,
trying to make an impact. And for example, for me, the queer community, it's just maybe I'm okay with some of the opinions that they have. Maybe I'm not really into another ones, but I think that the philosophy that they have it's really good. Like who cares? Okay, why? For example, in my opinion, it's important for a kid to know what it's a male and what it's to be like a man and what it's to be like a woman. They need to know what it is, to know what they really feel. Like, in my opinion, a kid needs to understand what it's to feel a man and what is to feel like a woman. But
Yeah.
I think that it's more important to teach the new generations that it's okay if you are like a man and you prefer to do things like the woman thinks.
Yeah.
I think that it's important to understand that maybe there are both, like, or you can even be both, like, but I think that they need to understand both concepts so they can build themselves and start working on their in how they are.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like kids don't have that
yeah,
naturally. It's not like we're born with the like men have to do this and women have to do this. Like it's something that we are taught.
yeah,
And
definitely.
I feel like that is the way that things are going. Like everything. I love the TikTok generation. They're my
Yeah,
favorite.
because it's like maybe like a few years ago, watching a boy dancing, it was like, oh, it's not okay. Like people will think like, oh, he's so gay. Like, what is he doing? Like, what is he acting like that? But now watching a boy dancing, I mean, new generations are really open-minded. They
Yeah.
can see the stuff. They are even respecting a lot of them. But for example, I mean, I hate when people is racist or it's really homophobic. Like, but when I see maybe some black people fighting transgender people, even if they are white or black, it's like, what if you hating someone when we are trying to, I don't know, like, okay, Black Lives Matter. I think, yes. Yeah, I really think that Black Lives Matter. But when I see that many of them are hating transgender black people, it's like, why are you doing that? I mean, you are fighting because you want some respect, but you're the first that are not respecting anyone. Like you're hating on a transgender people because they are transgender. What's the point? Like, I think that if you're fighting for respect, you have to fight for a full concept of respect.
Yeah. Yeah, and that definitely exists in like the like Black Trans Lives Matter is like a big call to action within the movement to remember that it is this like they're all in it together. And I think within the queer movement, it's like we're constantly all saying like remember trans people, remember like Black people, Indigenous people, POC people, because it's you can't like we have to fight for everyone together.
Yeah,
It's unity. It's not about just because otherwise you're just replicating the same as what's been done to you. You're just putting people around each other. So
yeah,
I do think that exists. At least within the circles I'm in, within the Black Lives Matter movement, there's a big call to be like Black Trans Lives Matter and to sort of
yeah.
highlight that a lot.
I mean, when it all started, like the Black Lives Matter movement, I was thinking like it really took like sometimes really bad things needs to happen for us to like focus on what we need to change. For
Yeah,
example, coronavirus. Like we were not even thinking about like a pandemic, but then this happened. Like I think that all this stuff has taught us how to work because maybe we thought that we were okay with everything, but then we have realized that even a surprise thing can kill us. Like, okay, try to focus more. Like, I don't know, like, I think that the human being is not prepared for anything. Like, I think that we are so stupid. Like, I don't understand mm, how can be able to survive like so many years. Like, sometimes I just don't understand. Like, I think that it's like a miracle. I don't know.
Well, I think that's a really good place to finish on. Humans are stupid.
Thank you. Bye. Stupid.
And you're stupid, and I'm stupid, and we're all stupid.
I mean,
No, well, actually, it's quite funny because it makes me think of what you said in the beginning about you and your fashion. You're like, I'm not prepared. I need to go and learn. And it's like, I think all of humanity needs to go and learn.
I think that maybe in the future I'm famous. Like, I think that the name of my fandom will be Stupids. Like, hi Stupids.
I would love that. Please, I think now. Well, thank you so much for doing this today. So this is, you can kind of see it in the mirror. It's not finished. I'm gonna keep working on it, but this is what we have so far.
Wow. So
Super
good.
cool.
I love it.
I'm gonna keep going, but I'll post a photo of it when it's finished. But
Okay.
thank you so much for doing this. It's been so nice to like get to know you more.
Yeah, thanks to you. Like, I really liked it.
Yeah, great. Cool. Well, I think it's your life, so I'm gonna have to be the one to leave. It's your house. So
Bye, Stupid.
bye, stupid.
Okay, bye. Bueno, chavales, pues ya estaría. Hala. Espero que os haya gustado y que os haya tragado, pues se lo ha tragado. Y el que no, pues oye, que viva. Hala.